Welcome to the Brand and Bloom podcast, where we build boldly and bloom fully. I'm your host, Ebony Rose, social media consultant, and your biggest cheerleader as you grow your brand from the inside out. Each week, we're diving into honest conversations, practical tips, and inspiring stories to help you show up real, rooted, and ready to thrive. Let's get into it. Well, hello, and welcome back to another podcast episode of the Brand and Bloom podcast. I am your host, Ebony Rose, and we are back. I don't know how long it's been. It feels like it's been maybe a few weeks, and I have just been diving in, doing a whole bunch of different things and helping people with their brands and just, doing what an entrepreneur does, right? And I decided that I'm going to embark on another 30 days of going live every day on my YouTube channel. Why? Because why not, right? Why not? It's content for me in the future that I can share out to people that need help with topics, and I'm here for it, right? So May 1st, I will be launching a series called Let's Be Real, and it's a series that we're going to dive into for mothers, women that are entrepreneurs, wives, and just trying to juggle it all. And not just specifically for women, but, topics about things that we don't talk about, like the elephant in the room, right? And the first episode is literally called Let's Be Real. You keep changing directions or something like that. And that episode is going to be for those that are dipping and dabbing into everything but their purpose, everything but the plan that God has for their life, right? Because they're just trying to figure out, what is that plan? What is that purpose, right? So that's the first video that's going to be coming out in May, and I'm very, very excited about this series. And we're just going to be talking. It's going to be like a mini podcast. I even considered having some of them be a podcast episode. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do that, but I do want to keep it going because I've been doing really well on YouTube. I've been growing. People have been engaging. It's been fun to post videos and see people's reaction and see people, telling me oh, I've seen your videos, you're doing so well. So I decided, okay, you know what? I'm just going to try it again for May and keep it going, right? And just keep it going. Then we're going to enter into the summertime, and I really need to start ramping up for my next cohort for my build-up program. And then I have my build-up retreat in October in the fall, which is where all of the people that have taken my build-up program, they get invited to a special retreat. I started it last year as a brunch, and I'm moving it now to a retreat. We're going to go away to a house that we're going to be talking about strategy for their brands for 2027. So I'm really, really excited about that. But things have been kind of slow the last few weeks. I actually was finding myself struggling to get up in the morning, struggling to get out of bed. I set forth a goal for myself for April, completely already dropped the ball with it, but you know what? It's okay. But, I realized that when I notice that it's been a week or two that I've been in this funk, I have to tell myself, nope, we are not doing this. Because if I allow myself to stay there, it's going to then trickle into the rest of the month, and then it's going to be 2 months, and then it's going to be 3 months, and then it's going to be 4 months. And then I'm going to get behind as a business owner. I'm going to get behind as a wife, as a mother, as a minister, all those things that you have your hands to do. And I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one out there that is, responsible for so many things, right? So we have to be self-aware. By the way, I don't even know what this podcast episode is going to be titled, because I literally just picked up my phone and said, let me start talking into my phone. This could be a podcast episode. So if you see this pop up, if you are listening to my podcast, thank you so much. You'll see the title when I post it. But yeah, I have to you have to be self-aware when, especially in general, yes, we have to be self-aware as humans, but I feel like when you are an entrepreneur, when you are somebody that has so many hats, so many hats. You have to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. You have to make sure that you're being self-aware enough to know when you need to take a break. You need to be self-aware to know when you are tired, when you need to eat, when you need to sleep. And I found myself just feeling like I did not want to get up and do things. Like I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to wash my face. I didn't want to take a shower. And I wouldn't say that I was depressed. I think I was just tired from being on the go for so long. And I was like, all right, is this me taking a break or am I allowing myself to stay in this slump? I still don't know fully quite what it was, but I do know that Thursday, today is April 9th. I said, no, I have to get up and I have to pull myself out of this funk. I have to intentionally say to myself, no, you're getting up, you're going to make your bed, you're going to wash your face, you're going to brush your teeth, you're going to get dressed, you're going to put on some makeup, and you are going to sit at your desk and you're going to be productive today, because there's things on my to-do list. Let's just be real, right? That's the name of the series, and that's where my mind has been at. Let's just be real. There are things that need to get done, and I am the only one on my team right now. I cannot delegate, right? So things need to get done. And the way things can get done smoothly with me being the only person on my team is for me to prioritize, organize my day, organize my tasks, because I'm responsible for so many things, right? And when I do that, I feel so much lighter. I feel like my brain can breathe. I feel like I can give my family enough attention, my husband attention, and, give my business the attention that it deserves, and give, my role in ministry the attention that it deserves. Being a sister, being a daughter, being a friend, just making sure I make time for my friendships as well, So these are just things that I've been reflecting on, and I wanted to share, and I wanted to put it into a podcast, and also announce that I'm doing a series on YouTube in May. So, anything else that I can think of to update you all on? Not really. That's about it. I just want to encourage anyone who might be listening to this that may feel like you are in a funk right now, and you have been on the go for so long, and maybe your body is just telling you to rest, maybe, and maybe you're feeling like you're all over the place, and you're feeling like your to-do list is just growing, and it's not getting, you're not marking off anything on your to-do list. It's just growing and growing and growing. Take a breath. Take a beat, sit with yourself and say, okay, what is it that I can do right now in this moment? And if it's only one or two things, that's a win, okay? And then go to the next day and say, okay, what can I do today that I'm going to feel comfortable with doing that's not going to take so much energy out of me? Because we all have to-do lists. We all have things that we're responsible for. We just maybe need to work on our time management, boundaries, and making sure we are taking care of ourselves, which is we need to be first on our list, right? That's first of all. We need to be first on our list. We need to wake up and we need to be, immediately putting things in our body that's going to give us that energy for the day, drinking our water, getting out and walking, which I was supposed to be doing every day this month, and I completely dropped the ball on that. Definitely my fault. So I need to stay active. I need to keep moving. I need to stay hydrated, because I get dehydrated very, very quickly. And that's not good for somebody that has all of these things that they need to do. So I'm hoping that this podcast episode will inspire somebody to take a step back, self-evaluate, become self-aware with where you're at, and be honest with where you're at, and say, all right, I'm spreading myself too thin. I know that I need to do X, Y, and Z, but right now I need to rest. Right now I need to drink some water. Right now I need to sleep, get enough sleep so that I can function and not feel like a robot or a zombie. And start there. Like, if it's something small, start there. If it's taking a shower, start there, because we cannot be all things to all people as entrepreneurs, moms, wives, and whatever else you have on your plate and whatever hats that you wear, we have to be the ones to pour into ourselves and make sure we're intentional about taking care of our bodies, because we're not perfect. We're not Superwoman, Superman. We can't do all the things. And sometimes you just need to rest. So take time and rest this week and then get back to it, because let's be real. We got stuff to do. We have goals to hit. We have milestones to reach. And it's not going to happen if we're stuck in the slump. So get out of the slump, pick yourself up. Let me know if this podcast episode touched you in any way. All of my links are going to be in this description. And you can find me on social media. Ebony D Rose is my handle on Instagram. And that's EBONEY D Rose on Instagram. And then from there, you can go to my website, ebonyrose.com. Look me up and let me know if this podcast episode touched you in any type of way. I would love, love, love to hear it. So until next time, I'll see y'all later. Thanks for listening to the Brand and Bloom podcast. If this episode spoke to you, be sure to follow, leave a review, and share it with a friend who's building their own bold, blooming brand. You can always find me at ebonyrose.com or over on Instagram at ebonydrose. Until next time, stay rooted, stay real, and keep blooming.